How is it possible that if I make a phone call and speak into this, the other person will be able to hear me? Something we take for granted every day. But let's find out how that's even possible. Let's go back. In March 1876, Alexander Graham Bell made history with the first successful voice transmission through his new invention, the telephone. Bell was a Scottish-born inventor, deeply interested in sound and speech because his mother was deaf. He worked as a teacher for the deaf, and his passion drove him to study how sound waves could be converted into electrical signals and carried over a wire. Not many know this, but at the time, another inventor, Elisha Gray, was racing to patent a very similar idea. In fact, both men filed their paperwork at the U.S. Patent Office on the same day, February 14th, 1876. Bell's application was processed just a few hours before Gray's, giving him the legal edge. This led to decades of lawsuits and conspiracy theories about who really invented the telephone. According to historical records, there's really no difference between the two inventions, only legally differing due to the simple fact that Mr. Bell submitted his paperwork earlier. That's it. So next time you have a good idea, patent it right away. You never know. Let's look at the step-by-step functionality. When you spoke, your voice made sound waves, vibrations in the air. These sound waves hit a thin diaphragm, kind of like a drum head, turning the vibrations into electricity. Behind the diaphragm was a coil wire and a magnet. It was a weak electric current that flowed along the wire to the receiver on the other end. The current wasn't constant. It rose and fell in the exact same pattern as the sound waves of your voice. Basically, the wire carried a map of your voice in an electrical form, recreating the sound at the receiver's end. On the other end, the wire connected to the other diaphragm with a magnet and a coil. The electric current made the diaphragm vibrate back and forth, recreating the original sound wave. So the person on the other side heard a copy of your voice. Not very loud or clear at first, but recognizable. So if voices back then traveled through wire, how is it that our modern cell phones can do the same thing, just minus the extremely long wires? With the improvements in design and technology, now phones use radio waves to communicate wirelessly by transmitting and receiving signals through a network of cell phone towers. When a call is made, the phone converts your voice into an electrical signal, which is then modulated onto a radio wave and sent to the nearest cell tower. The towers relay the signal to the recipient's phone, where it's converted back into sound, which is absolutely wild when you take a moment to actually think about it. The physical wire is gone, but now, if you will, there's an invisible wire. Whenever you place a phone call or send a text, go on Wi-Fi, whatever it is, essentially casting a long invisible wire. But if everyone's around you is also doing that, perhaps it's not too crazy to think that maybe it's not the best thing for a human body's well-being. Claims show that those frequencies are within safe ranges and not to worry about it. And not to start any conspiracy theories out there, but the government is notorious for telling lies. So I guess we'll see in about 100 years or so if there's any real consequences to continuously being exposed to these electromagnetic devices that are always in your pocket. Let's hope nothing happens. Like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting stories.